Hi everyone, so now we're going to look at 4 more aggregate functions: count, max, min, and average. So let's look at count first. So rather than summing a column, we may want to count how many records there are. This could be used, for example, to count how many sales there are for each day. For this we use count and enter the column we want to count in brackets. We would want to use a column which is unique to the row here for sales. So we will use order number. You can see with this example, it is very similar to the sales query in the previous video. So this query would just return how many orders there were in total. But if we wanted to break it down by product, we could use the order details table and just add in the product code and then count how many orders there were by counting the order number. So we would just have to group by the product code as well. So let's just run this. So I've just opened up a new query, and you can see in the orders table we have the order number, and in the order details table we have the product code. So let's just select count order number from the orders table and see what that returns. So it'll be 326. So if we counted the order number from the order details table, we're going to have more than that. So you can see it's 2,996. That's because the order details table breaks it down by product. So you're going to see multiple order number. So we would actually have to just count the distinct order number, and then we should get the same result, 326. So yeah, I'll just display all the details from that table, and then it might make more sense. So order number, so you can see there's 4 instances of order number 10100 because there's 4 products were in that order. So that's why we would have needed to count the distinct order number from this table. And then, as I said in the slide, you could just add in product code here. And then we would just have to group it by the product code. So that's going to show how many times each product code was ordered. Just have to name that column so you can see it just writes the calculation as the column name. So that's why it's good to show. I'll just name it orders, and then it will just change the name of the column. So for max and min, we can use these to show the highest and lowest value. So for example, if we wanted to see the highest payment, we could show the max amount, and if we wanted to show the lowest payment, we'll show min amount here, as you can see. So we can use these in the same select query. So let's just look at the highest and lowest payment received on the 9th of December. So I've added in a halving condition here where the payment date equals the 9th of December 2003. So if we run this, so I'll just go over to the tables here, and you can see we haven't used this table yet, but there's the payments table here. And if you look at the columns, you can see there's a amount column. So I'll just right click this one first and do select rows. So it'll open up a new tab, and it's just going to do a select star from payments. So what we could do then is just show the payment date, the max amount paid on that date, and the min amount. So we don't include customer number here, but we do have to group it by the payment date because we have aggregate functions after it. So I'll just add in a group by payment date, and then if we run this, so sometimes it'll be the same because there was only one payment received on that day. But if we add in our date filter, we can do a halving the payment date equal to, it was the 9th of December, and then we run this. You can see there are 2 different amounts, so I haven't named these. So we could name these highest and lowest. And then you'll see there's two different values here for this date. So if we want to display the average of something, we use AVG. So this query, for example, would show the average amount of payment that was received each day. Or we wouldn't even have to bring in payment date. We could just show average amount, and then it would show the average amount in total. So I'll just modify our previous query, and I'll just delete the having clause, and we'll just change this to be AVG amount. And we can change the name to be average. So it's going to show a daily average. See, we'll remove the day, and then we have to remove the group by as well. So yeah, you can see what the average payment was. Okay, so that's it for aggregate functions for now, but in the next video, you'll just try a couple of practice questions on your own.